Hi everyone, Coach Dale here with Caught Auto Fitness. I hope you're doing well and staying healthy. In this video, I'll be performing 3 separate hardcore kettlebell workouts. Let's get started. Now I'm going to be performing the workouts with my 53-pound kettlebell. Each workout has 4 exercises. I'm going to start with the first exercise and work my way through each exercise, all 4, and that'll be 1 round. I'm going to do multiple rounds. I suggest that a beginner do 2 rounds, intermediate 3 rounds, and advanced try doing 4 rounds. And then I'm going to have a predetermined amount of reps for each exercise. If you have a kettlebell that's on the light side and the effort's easy, do more reps. Kind of vary the amount of reps based off of the kettlebell weight that you have. If you decide to do 2 or 3 of the workouts back to back like I'm going to do, make sure that between each workout you take about a 2-minute rest. That's what I recommend. Okay, so let's start this warm up with some high knees. This is just to get the body a little bit warm and get the blood moving. Next, I'm going to do some butt kickers. Again, this is just try to activate the hamstrings and get the blood moving. I like to do 10 reps of each of these exercises. And then from there, I'm going to start to do some seal jacks. I like seal jacks again, whole body movement, and I'm just activating my muscles and getting warm here. After the seal jacks, I'll do a little bit of mobility work. I'm going to do some side lunges. I like to do 3 to 5 each leg, kind of depends on how I'm feeling, and if I want to do more, I'll do more. And with this, I'm just kind of opening up my hips, kind of working my hip mobility. You can see me doing a couple different variations here. From there, I'm going to do some windmills, and I'm actually using this warm-up as a practice for the workout that I'm going to be doing. So windmills are good. Again, kind of some hip mobility, start to activate your back and add some rotation into your back and also into your shoulders a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to do a squat with a rotation. I like to squat down here and then put my arm inside my knee, and that kind of locks me in, and I rotate my other arm up. And I'll stand back up and squat down again. So I'm working hip mobility here and some core rotation and shoulder mobility with this exercise. Okay, so now I have the push-up with rotation warm-up. Again, this is an upper body warm-up, and I really like this one because it just adds a little extra rotational element into the warm-up. Gets my arms, my shoulders, my chest warmed up, and then also kind of a little bit of core body stability with rotation. Alright, next I got the single leg hip bridge. I love the hip bridge for activating my glutes and kind of opening up, stretching my hip flexors a little bit. I'll do the single leg hip bridge. I'll do about 5 reps on one side and then I'll do 5 on the other. Then I'll switch and do the double leg hip bridge just to kind of balance everything out. And with this, you get a little bit of core activation here, kind of some core stability. So make sure you keep your core tight on this one. Alright, lastly, we got the Strider circuit. I love this warm-up. I usually do this near the end of my warm-up just to kind of make sure everything's feeling great. What I'll do is I'll get into that lunge position, open up, stretch my hip flexor lightly, and then I will add, I'll go down low and kind of work on stretching my groin out a little bit. I'll add a little bit of rotation, and then I'll stand back up and finish off with a light, gentle hamstring stretch.
Back from the dead.
Alright, so the first exercise for workout number 1 is the kettlebell snatch. I'm going to do 5 reps on each side. Really focus on snapping your hips with this exercise. Snapping your hips, driving with your hips will help to pull that weight up high, and the weight will fly up if you have really good hip extension here. Also, make sure that you tame that arc. Don't let that kettlebell flop and smack you on the wrist. You want to twist your wrist at the top and punch through, and that's going to save your wrist. And next, I got the push-up with sit-through. I'm going to do 5 reps on each side. You're gonna push. It's a regular push-up, so you're working your chest and your arms, and you're gonna twist, pick up your leg, and touch it with your hand. This one's a little bit tricky. Take your time with it, and I think you'll enjoy this one.
We're back from the dead.
All right, next is the kettlebell lunge and press. Clean that kettlebell up to your chest, and you're going to press the kettlebell at the same time as you're lunging forward, okay? So it takes a lot of core strength. Keep your core tight, your abs tight here, and control yourself down. Gently tap your knee at the bottom, and then explosively push yourself back up and bring that kettlebell down to your shoulder, and then repeat. Okay, and the last exercise for this workout is the kettlebell hand-to-hand clean. Now this is a tricky exercise. Again, I usually recommend doing this exercise on a surface that you are comfortable dropping the kettlebell on. My right side here, you can see it's pretty good. I'm pretty coordinated, and I don't have a problem with that. But when I switch to my left side, I don't quite have the coordination and strength, and I almost drop and lose the kettlebell on the first rep. So one trick I've done in the past is I'll grab the handle of the kettlebell with my other hand as I'm performing the rep, and then on the last one I feel pretty confident. You can see I do it without any assistance.
We're back from the dead.
Okay, on to workout number 2. You're going to start off with a kettlebell high pull. This is a great precursor to the snatch. Really, again, just like the snatch, focus on snapping your hips. Drive your hips and snap. Bring that weight up high. Keep your elbow high and then punch forward, keeping a really tight grip on that kettlebell, because the kettlebell is going to want to twist on you if you don't keep that grip really tight. All right, exercise number 2 is the kettlebell windmill. All right, I'm doing this with the kettlebell overhead. Take your time with this exercise. Do it slowly and purposefully. Make sure that your back leg is locked, and then your front leg, you can bend your knees slightly. And then I only did about 3 reps on this one, and then I switched. If you have a lighter weight, do more. It's going to be pretty easy if you have a lighter weight. But again, just take your time. Keep your back flat and your core tight, and just slowly rotate. Keep your eye on the kettlebell the whole time. All right, if you know me, you know I like my back exercises, my pulls and my rows. This is the kettlebell row. It's pretty simple. I bend over here, and you can see I'm bracing my elbow onto my knee, and I'm just rowing, trying to not rotate my body too much, so I'm really making all my back muscles work and activate. Okay, so the last exercise for this workout is the kettlebell front squat. Clean that kettlebell up to your chest and get your stance and start doing your squats. Keep your core tight here again, and you want to keep your elbow high, somewhat high, and your wrist and that kettlebell weight close to you. So you're cradling the kettlebell in the crook of your arm, and you're going to feel the instability with having that kettlebell offset. You made it to workout number 3. Good stuff. We're going to keep going on with exercise number 1, the Turkish get up. Okay, so you're going to see me sit up here, bridge, get into the lunge position, stand up, and I'm just going to reverse the process. Backward lunge, put my hand back down, bridge, sit down, and slowly lower myself back to the ground with this. Okay, take your time, keep your core tight. Okay, try to keep your gaze relatively fixed on the kettlebell. Sitting up, bridging, transition to the lunge position, standing up, and then you're just reversing that process. Take your time, and I did 1 each side, but again, if you have a really light kettlebell, do more. At number 2, we have the kettlebell clean and press. The clean is a very foundational exercise. It sets up a lot of other exercises, so get really comfortable with this movement. From there, you're just adding the press, that overhead press. Keep your core tight as you're pressing. That's going to help you translate that power into your press, and just imagine that you're pushing the ground away, not pushing the weight up. I do 5 reps on each side, and then I transition into my next exercise. All right, at number 3, I have kettlebell Russian twist with a corkscrew, okay? If the weight is a little on the heavy side, if you can't easily pull that weight over, you can grab it and place it on the ground and then add the corkscrew in. That's actually, I literally made up the corkscrew because the weight's a little too heavy to keep up and in control, so you can just grab that weight, twist with it, and place it back down, and then add the corkscrew where you actually spin away from that kettlebell. I really like this exercise. It really gets the whole body involved, and is adds a little bit of a cardio challenge. All right, and last but not least is the kettlebell two-handed swing. This is probably the most foundational kettlebell exercise out there, and this is all about hip extension. You know, you're gonna bend at the hips with soft knees. Don't bend at the knees so much. You wanna bend at your hips and drive with your hips. All the power is coming through your hips and your hamstrings, your glutes. So keep your back flat, and you don't have to bring the kettlebell very high. I do 15 reps here, and as you can see, I'm feeling great.
All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the workouts and got to challenge yourself. If you like this video and want to see more like it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. But remember, don't subscribe to negative thinking. Keep working hard, stay healthy, and take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Thanks for watching, and kia kaha.